Welcome, basketball fans, to a very special Veterans Day edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Doris Burke, and roaming the sideline for tonight's game, our Allie LaForce. And a chance now to see how teams are faring across the league. Here's the latest edition of the Power Rankings. You look at Portland. They're gaining on some of the teams above them, trying hard to crack into that top five.
And right now for the Pacers, they are the team we expected to be here. Taking the top spot come playoff time, this is the team to beat.
Let's check out Indiana's starting lineup. Nesmith on the wing. He's paired with Mathurin. Siakam and Jackson make up the inside pair. And it's Halliburton in at the point guard position. And for the Jazz, Markkanen and Kessler man the post positions. Then it's Keontae George. Then there's Bailey. And it's Mikhailuk in at the shooting guard. And Kessler throws it down.
Well, tremendous strength and authority on that dunk. Nicely done, Walker Kessler.
Well, a late first-round pick, Doris, back in 2022. Walker Kessler proving he was a sleeper. He has shown a lot for sure.
Oh, no question about it, Kevin. We are talking about a guy who's got size. He's consistent on the backboards, but there's an offensive arsenal there that maybe was a bit unexpected.
Now Markkanen following the three-point attempt by Pascal Siakam.
Well, given Markkanen is 7 feet tall, feeding him on the interior is probably a good decision. That's a nice touch by the big man.
Now, here's Siakam. The scoring numbers have been solid for him. He's averaging just under 14 points a game. Outside, Markkanen. Driving inside.
Boy, Markkanen puts it on the deck, gets to the cup in a hurry. That is really tough to stop.
Puts up a deep three. And it's hauled in by Lauri Markkanen. Jazz have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for him to start off this game. Bailey misses.
And really, despite that miss, they've had a solid start offensively.
A nice shot by Nesmith.
Boy, after missing 3 straight, they finally get one to go down.
We've seen a quick start here for the Jazz. 4-point game. George sets a screen. To the wing right side. Bailey with a wide open look. No good on the 3.
Bad defense, bad shot. Neither working on that play.
A nice shot by Nesmith.
Aaron Nesmith had his feet ready. His hands were ready to catch the basketball, and as soon as it touches his fingertips, he lets it fly.
Here's Bailey. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12.5 points a game. And guys, hold on now. I'm getting word we have Shams Charania calling in. Shams, what do you have for us?
Thanks. Well, Ace Bailey's draft journey was highly scrutinized, and it wasn't just his height. But at the combine, he measured over 2 inches shorter than he'd been listed in college. Rather, his refusal to work out for any team surprised a lot of folks and executives around the league. But it didn't scare off the Jazz, who selected him 5th overall.
Not everyone can shoot like him. Thanks so much for the report, Shams. The Pacers making a change here. Nembhard's checked in. And he makes both free throws. And we talk about experimenting with lineups early on, DB. What are some examples of that?
Well, you can have 2 extremes, right, in the modern NBA. Most teams need some sort of small ball lineup that they finish with. But we are also increasingly starting to see teams play with multiple bigs on the floor. You have to be able to have multiple tools in your toolbox.
So it's Utah now after Indiana gets the 3. The Jazz again can't hit it.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Nembhard, the pass to Jackson. A miss that time would have put him up. Utah's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Bailey. A three-pointer, no good. And it's Jackson with the ball, bringing it up for the Pacers. Their last win put them into double digits with 10 in a row. Wow, quite a stretch.
Oh, this is a basketball team that's really humming right now. And what you love is they're working together as a unit, which makes it fun to watch. What I'm curious about here is when teams start to adapt and take away their best strategy, how do they keep the streak going? really, really interested to see how this plays out.
And now let's swing it over to Allie LaForce on the sideline.
Thank you, Kevin. A big win here or there can really sustain a rebuilding team, and Utah coach Will Hardy said the results matter in order to keep belief in your process. Seeing the work pay off. The building of a team doesn't happen in one day. The players are staying with it, and they deserve all of the credit for that. Guys?
Okay, Allie, we thank you for the report. And so the timeout by Will Hardy here. He's going to make some adjustments to the game plan. So Utah ends up going with the new group. And Indiana with a change here too. McConnell's checked in. There's 1:17 left to play here in the first.
I'd go back to that shot again. That's a great look from the mid-range.
And in the summer of 2022, Greg, the Utah Jazz traded away their franchise cornerstones, Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell.
And that signaled the beginning of their rebuild, but they've overachieved for a couple of seasons now that ended last year when they really bottomed out.
The Jazz making a switch here. Here's McConnell. Last game he had 13. Greg, they're in a rhythm offensively, really cooking.
And the opposition looks helpless to stop them right now.
Buries the long-range jumper.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
There's 39 seconds left in the first quarter. Here's Sensabaugh. He's covered by Halliburton. Now, here is Halliburton. We saw him with 19 points his last outing. For three, Siakam. That falls. Nice feed that time from Halliburton.
3 points.
Halliburton's got 3 assists in the game. Here's Sensabaugh. He's covered by Halliburton. And there's the foul. It'll go on T.J. McConnell. That is his first foul of the game.
Now to the lineup for your Jazz.
12 seconds left to play in the first quarter. And here's McConnell. And after just 1 quarter of play, a double-digit differential on the scoreboard. Pacers lead by 10. From the Delta Center, it's the NBA on 2K Sports. And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And taking a look at the Pacers' performance here, guys, what are your thoughts?
Just a terrific first quarter, sparked really by their unselfishness.
I'll tell you, that willingness to make the extra pass, that is what creates good looks. It also forces the defense to scramble.
On the court for Indiana. Outside, the wings are Nembhard and Mathurin. Then there's Toppin. It's T.J. McConnell, and it's Huff in at the center, filling out the middle. Hendricks can't get it to go. Last outing for Indiana, they won that game against the Warriors in San Francisco. And out of bounds as the Jazz gain possession. And during his brief career, Andrew Nembhard has shown he has a sense of the moment.
Kevin, there are certain guys who want to hide in the corner if the game is on the line. Not Andrew Nembhard. He is fearless in late-game situations. He's hit multiple big-time shots already. He's got a little bit of that it factor.
Toppin, good. Toppin's got the lead up to 12 now for Indiana.
Listen, the painted area is where Obi Toppin can be so dangerous. The athleticism and the tools he has. Look out.
Here's Collier. Another miss by Utah.
Boy, normally he makes that. Defense gets lucky there.
Leaving the lane. And Neesmith with the slam.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA. The lead is what it is right now.
I tell you, you can't get stops if you're unwilling to put in the work.
And so the timeout by Will Hardy here. Coach is going to talk some things over with the team. Might be seeing something to adjust. And Utah making a change here. Markkanen's checked in. Siakam is checked in for Indiana. A minute and a half gone here in the second quarter. George finds Filipowski. Here's Collier. Pass to George. Fires the three. Gets the three-pointer to fall. George has got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Over to the left wing. Here's Toppin. Trains the three-pointer.
Well, big men like Toppin need to shoot from range, and he's showing he's got tremendous touch.
Here's Collier. Still scoreless. George, no good. Siakam outside. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. When it comes to underappreciated players, Doris, in the league, Pascal Siakam comes to mind.
You know, Kev, underrated is a word you have to be careful with because these guys are all NBA players. But Pascal Siakam is always available. He's a two-way force. He can score in many kinds of systems, and he is going to absorb an elite defensive assignment. This guy is so good.
Here's what Utah's going with right now. Walker Kessler, he's checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. Bailey comes in for Kyle Filipowski. And Mikhailuk's subbed in for Collier.
Boy, the evolution of Pascal Siakam has been such a pleasure to watch. The work ethic is commendable, and he's learning how to be a leader, guys.
Now, here's Nesmith. 16-point lead, the largest margin in the game.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Here's George. Last game out, he had 14. Pass to Markkanen. Here's Mikhailuk. Traps in the tray.
Sometimes trailing in the game, players get sucked into trying to make that home run play.
On the wing, Mathurin. Inside, here's Siakam. And finished off by Siakam.
Well, Pascal Siakam has the ability to play on the inside and score with that length.
George looking over the floor. Here's Bailey. In the corner, it's Kessler. George with no one around. And the Jazz, another three.
Their third three-pointer in a row.
And so now a timeout called by Rick Carlisle. He's going to have a discussion on the sideline. Collier, he's checked in for the Jazz. Then for the Pacers, Halliburton's checked in for Benedict Mathurin. And it's T.J. McConnell in for Andrew Nembhard. Count that one from Toppin.
And he has really come to life here after a slow start in that first quarter.
Here's Collier. He's covered by McConnell. And stolen by Siakam. Now the Pacers moving it up. Here's Nesmith. Good, and a nice assist from Siakam. Siakam's got 5 assists in the game. Jazz trail by 19. Pass to Bailey. There's 49 seconds left in the first half. Markkanen, a screen on McConnell. Outside, Markkanen. Shot clock at 6. And the three off target.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
The shot's good from Halliburton.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Utah shooting 33% for the night. That's a big thorn in their side right now. 16 seconds left here in the second. Here's Markkanen, and Markkanen throws it down.
Markkanen finishes that with authority. Look out below.
Here's McConnell, and Indiana, another three.
And if you look at this first half, overall, they've just had the better shot selection.
And I think, obviously, we see the execution and the willingness to make the next pass so important.
And so it's the Indiana Pacers closing out the quarter with a 20-point lead. And with as many three-pointers as they've drained, it's easy to see why they're on the cusp of a blowout. And let's hear from Allie LaForce, who joins us from the sidelines. Allie?
I'm alongside Coach Rick Carlisle. Defensively, you are slowing them down. What can you say about the effort you're seeing so far?
You know, this team is a deceptive team despite their record. They got a lot of weapons, and they've been a tough matchup for us, so we've got to keep grinding away.
The grind continues. Thanks, Coach.
Allie, thank you for that interview. And now we're at halftime, and we'll be back to bring you more basketball after this.
Welcome, everybody. Hard to imagine Pascal Siakam making a bigger impact in the first half.
I'll tell you, he doesn't miss many. He can be aggressive and play within himself at the same time. Heck of a first half.
Shaq-like percentages for sure. Now let's take a moment to recognize our Players of the Week. Keep an eye on these two. For the Eastern Conference, LaMelo Ball.
Well, LaMelo's been incredible. I tell you, he has been an elite scorer and passer who can single-handedly dictate the pace of the game, Shaq.
And when it comes to this award, it doesn't hurt that he got that razzle-dazzle to his game.
And that'll do it for halftime. We send you back to Kevin Harlan, who has the second half call.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the rout that it's threatening to be. And back in the day, guys like Bird and Magic competed for championships as rookies. But Doris, we haven't seen that in a while.
Kev, you have to remember, Larry Bird was drafted in unique circumstances. He was drafted a full year before he left college. And for both Larry and Magic, they joined talented veteran teams. That would be like the Celtics or Warriors drafting Wemby. It would be the exact same story.
Markkanen and Kessler man the post positions. Then there's Bailey. Then it's Keontae George. And it's Mikhailuk in at the 2. That's the group right now for Utah.
Well, Keontae George, a crafty finisher in that mid-range.
Get there.
Here's Halliburton. Pass to Jackson. Back falls. Nice feed that time from Halliburton.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
And that's typical of this guy. He's always reading the situation, reacting quickly, and capitalizing.
George with the steal. And they're pushing it up. Mikhailuk passes to Bailey. Here's Mikhailuk. The Jazz working the ball around now. Pass to Kessler. And Kessler throws it down.
Okay, 2 hands for safety. That's what they say, right?
That's right. He was ultra safe with that dunk, no question. Took him no time at all on that one. Nesmith has got 13 points.
And the D has gotten a little bit laxed here defending the triple.
And so the timeout by Will Hardy here. He's going to take a minute here to get things straightened out. Now at the moment here, let's take a look at our rookie leaderboard and who's putting up the most points per game. 5th is Ace Bailey.
Well, coming in, you wondered how his talent would translate at this level in terms of scoring. And I gotta say, apparently, it's translating pretty well.
George dishes to Markkanen to the left side wing. Outside, George jacks up a three, buries it from three-point range. George has got 5 points in the quarter.
And developing that three-ball shot, George is putting in the work now.
There's always a need for shot makers in the NBA, GA, and that's what Ace Bailey brings to the floor.
Bailey has a smooth jumper with a high release point that allows him to shoot over just about any defender. And when you pair that with his physical tools, his upside is through the roof.
Let's check in now with our Allie LaForce, who's got a story for us. Allie?
Thanks a lot. Lauri Markkanen is a 7-footer with touch, but he can also attack off the dribble. Referencing comparisons to Dirk Nowitzki, he said, quote, "When someone hits a fadeaway jumper, they say, 'That's the Dirk.' Maybe someday I'll get the drag step to be called the Lauri." Guys, back to you.
Ooh, that's a sweet move, too. All right, Allie, thank you for the report. Down low, here's Siakam. Here's Jackson. Plays it up and banks it in. Jackson's got his second basket.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
George passes to Mikhailuk. Little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the third. No good again that time.
And even without that three-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Jazz have gone 3 of 8 so far in the third quarter, looking to lock in that rhythm.
I like Bailey attacking the rim at that size.
And the Pacers call time here. So Indiana ends up with a new group on the floor. Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. You look at Indiana. They've got the #1 record in the conference, and because of it, each night out, their competition is going to bring it right at them.
And seeing where Indiana is, they've gotten off to a terrific start this year. We knew they were capable of playing terrific basketball, and so far, they have not disappointed.
Yeah, and there really hasn't been any feeling out process for them at the start of the season. They were in peak form immediately.
Well, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
Markkanen a screen on McConnell. Lets it go with a three. Markkanen can't get it to go. The Pacers have gone 7 of 10 on their field goal attempts here in the third. Here's Nembhard. Snatched away. To the inside, Nurkic. It's hauled in by Huff. Indiana's gone 2 of 2 from long range in the third quarter so far. Toppin can't get it to go. And for the Jazz, they're shooting 38% from the field, a pretty weak showing for them. It's stolen by Shepherd. One-on-one fast break. 2 points. That one goes.
Well, don't forget, Andrew Nembhard, 6'5". That little bit of contact will not deter him.
Markkanen from outside. It's good from long range. Markkanen's got 9.
Every team wants bigs who can knock it down from distance. Yes, sir.
A 3-ball. And it's Toppin, that time on the assist by McConnell.
And guys getting into a nice groove here, starting to feel it.
And this is partly what the game has become, right? A matter of dueling three-point opportunities.
And so it's the Indiana Pacers, having no problems at all. Up 29 points heading into the next quarter. And it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. Back right after this. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
It's just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
We call that putting it right in the pocket, and he knew what to do with it once it was there.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. On the court for Indiana, McConnell and Nembhard at guard. Then there's Toppin, and it's Furphy in at the 3 slot.
This is about first setting a tremendously good screen by Nurk, then getting off the screen and converting and pick and roll. So good.
Shots good by Furphy.
My goodness, that's just too clean a look. He takes full advantage.
Pass to Nurkic. The fader. That falls. Nice feed that time from George. George has got his 3rd assist on the night. It's Nembhard on the wing. No good from outside.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
And it's Collier missing.
I'll tell you, that's one he typically will make. The defense gets away with one.
And it's Andrew Nembhard with the three.
Three-pointers are killing them at this point, and they haven't been able to respond at the other end.
Pass to George. There's the pick. Here's Collier. Shot clock at 5. Outside for George. Off target with his three. Pacers have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Toppin with the steal. Uses the glass to finish the layup. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Pacers.
They have been a wrecking ball defensively, coming up with steals, being active with their hands, and just doing a terrific job of disrupting the rhythm.
They've also been scoring on the break. With how difficult it is to get buckets in the half court, anytime you can push the ball in transition for easy ones, that's big time.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
He takes it in. Anderson wide open. And a miss there on the triple. Pacers have gotten 4 of their 6 shots to fall so far here in the fourth. A pretty nice efficiency there.
And they have been relentless from deep. And you see the defense trying to react, but to no avail.
Well, that's the whole point, isn't it? If you space the floor well enough, it's almost impossible for the defense to account for everyone.
And so many teams now look to establish the perimeter to set up everything else.
No doubt it's a growing trend, Greg, and he is highly accurate tonight.
There's the drive, and the basket is good.
And McConnell's such a tough, gritty competitor, always working out there.
Here's Collier. Greg, one thing that doesn't show up in the box score, and maybe should, screen assists. They're a big part of the game.
Without question. I mean, the art of setting a great screen, I think, is underappreciated. Giving those guys their just due with the screen assist on a made bucket I'm fine with that.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for Indiana.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And so that moves their record to 11 wins on the year.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Pascal Siakam.
Boy, whatever was needed, he provided it. He was the jack of all trades. Big bucket on one end, big defensive play on the other. I thought his influence was felt all over the floor.
Each trip down becoming more important.
And you need to string some successful offensive possessions together and play tough deep.
And there is a whistle. That goes on Andrew Nembhard.
Into the lineup for
That's his first foul. The Pacers making a switch here. Walker's checked in. 36 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Mikhailuk, the Jazz again can't hit it. Nembhard against George. Nembhard, the pass to Huff. Over Kessler. That's short off the rim. To the middle. Here's Markkanen. And Markkanen throws it down.
This is a 7-footer with some big-time vertical. Markkanen makes that look effortless.
Nembhard for 3. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Nembhard.
Checking in for the Pacers, number 13, Tony Bradley.
6 seconds left to play in the final quarter. So no problem for Indiana as they get the win. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Dorisburg, Greg Anthony and our sideline reporter, Allie LaForce, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for tuning in tonight. But as we go, let's take a look at our player of the game, Pascal Siakam.